This will be a long one, with no happy ending. A day or two passed, and the one who played Ranger Cody had asked me over Discord if he could play my character's adopted son, a man from the now conquered Motorhawk tribe. I agreed, as he was a great role player and I felt if there was someone who could, it would be him. And so, Ultima Genesis was born, the adopted son of Aurelianus, like flesh and blood. Aurelianus guided and taught Ultima what he could, sang in Latin around Ultima, and even listened to something that would ultimately cost Ultima his life. Ultima spoke of the Motorhawks, and that he himself was the latest of the reincarnations of their tribe's leader. This was, however, the worst thing to say to Aurelianus, because though many saw him as a kind legionary, deep down he was anything but. For now he saw Ultima not as a son, but as a rival competing for the throne of Caesar. Within those days, Aurelianus would also meet another player, one who played the character Adamus. Aurelianus admired Adamus for his bravery and fighting prowess, and he saw Adamus as the perfect bodyguard. This would, however, never be. For one day, as Aurelianus walked with Ultima, he told Ultima that all sons are born in the shadows of their fathers, but the day always comes when they must stand alone and are faced with a choice. Do they follow the path put before them, or take a different road? To which Ultima replied, I want to take the path put before me, like you, father. Aurelianus went quiet, for now there was no hope for Ultima's survival. But it would not be Aurelianus who did this. Aurelianus knew that if he hurt Ultima, then it would be badly reflected on himself. It was then that Ultima had an idea. They would raid Nipton together, father and son. Aurelianus thought this would be a great idea. Allowing his son to propose it to the Centurion Cronus, Aurelianus phrased it as Ultima's big test. Ultima would lead this effort. It would all be about this legionary. None of it about the Decanus Aurelianus. It was going to be what proved Ultima as a leader. Unfortunately, Adamus was sent to join them. Then came the hour. Night fell over the land, a moon high in the sky. Nipton ahead of them, guarded by unsuspecting NCR troopers. When Ultima asked for what he should do, Aurelianus said, "It is all you." So the plan was made by Ultima, and the attack was launched. However, one of the NPC followers began to open fire on the NCR early, causing the surprise attack to be fumbled, much to Aurelianus' delight. The battle raged, but just as the forge of war was getting hot, Aurelianus ordered a fallback. The order, however, was just quiet enough that Ultima and Adamus couldn't hear it. Adamus fell that day, and Ultima fell next, barely saved by the legionaries who followed him. Ultima had two options then: follow his father and get answers, or finish off the last two defenders of the town. He went in to take over that town. There he was shot dead, and the story was now in Aurelianus' hand to mold and shape as he desired. He just became a grieving father, after all. He explained his story to the Centurion Cronus, saying that the one who led the attack and failed has paid the ultimate price. Aurelianus knew this was a gamble, but he figured that, as he was now a grieving father, he wouldn't be punished for this. In this, he was right. Aurelianus was sent back to the fort to recover from his loss. Before he returned, though, he warned the Centurion that there was someone plotting against Cronus. After all, why was Centurion Cronus still a Centurion after all his service, spending a long time climbing the ranks, and suddenly Aurelianus was gaining rapid promotions, sowing the seeds of fear into the Centurion. On the ride back, Aurelianus smiled, and knew that there was no one left to challenge his rise to power, though he would miss Adamus. Sig would later appear before Aurelianus and explain that there was only a handful of people left protecting Nipton, and it would burn the same day. Aurelianus made it to be a rage against those who killed his adopted son. In truth, it was nothing more than a political stunt to gain favor in the Legion.